Hey guys, welcome back to my little glitter extravaganza where I show you the different things I can do with different sizes of glitter. These are all the same color glitter, but they are ranging from super fine to extra chunky. In the last video I showed you how to burnish the glitter onto the nails, and there were really only two sizes that worked for the burnishing technique. And that was the Superfine and the Fine. So if you want to check that video out, I'll put up a link for you to follow. But for this video, we're going to be doing a little technique that I call sprinkling. Now, I don't know if this is the proper term for it or not, but it's pretty descriptive of what I'm doing. So that's what I'm calling it. I use this technique a lot of times when I'm doing nail art. I'll just get all of these open so that we can just whiz through and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so these nails have all been painted with 2 coats of petal from the gel bottle. I've not applied any top coat yet because I want to sprinkle the glitter onto the wet top coat using my fan brush. So I'll put the top coat on, just like you normally would when you're finishing your gel polish service. And then you take your little fan brush and just dab it into the glitter. Now the thing is, you need to be pretty comfortable tapping the brush in with the right force to get off the right amount of glitter. So you really need to practice that a little bit over the pot and just see what's falling off. First, just like my other video, I'd like to show you how I use this to ombre, and then I'll go ahead and cover the whole nail. So let me move this over. Okay, let me get my little bowl. I'm doing everything into this bowl, and then once it's all done and I've done all the videos, I'll have a nice little mix that we can look at as well. Okay, so I'm dipping my brush in. I'm only doing an ombre, so I don't need loads. That's about how much I have. And I'd like to do it from the bottom, ombreing up like I did in the other video. So I'll be pretty heavy with my tapping here. And I'm watching how much is falling off and adjusting the pressure of which I'm tapping as I move up the nail. This is a really easy way to do an ombre. And so this is with the Superfine. So that Superfine glitter will mostly sink into the gel polish, and you won't need to worry too much about it being rough. With the other sizes, you'll need to probably use a rubber top coat, but for the Superfine, that's it. And if you wanted to do the whole nail, just go ahead and sprinkle it all on. You could do a really thick layer like this, or you could do just a light dusting of glitter. Sometimes I do that for clients if they're a bit hesitant of whether or not they want glitter. I'll just say, well, let's just have a little, just a slight dusting. And they usually go for it. So now, once that's there, leave it to set. Let all the little sprinkles of glitter go into the top coat. You can give it a light tap with your finger just to make sure everything is pressed down. But if you notice that it's feeling a bit sticky and wet, then stop doing that because you'll end up with bald patches. So let's put that into the light to cure. I'm going to put that on for 60 seconds. So that's with the Superfine. Let's do the Fine. Just put on a good layer of top coat. These nails are so big. I'm going to be using so much top coat. Okay, that one goes away. This is the Fine. I'm going to do the same thing. We'll go in an ombre from the bottom. And you could ombre from the other side as well if you wanted. I'm just tapping And though there isn't much coming off of the brush, that's exactly what I want, because I can build up the other areas and keep the really soft spread out bit at the top. So as I said before, you can either do like a really heavy layer, or you could just do a light dusting of this one as well. That's nice. Or you can go in and just cover the whole thing. This is good for, sometimes people want a raw glitter nail, where you don't put any top coat over top of it and it stays rough. It's not very popular because people don't want something rough and jaggy on their nail, but sometimes people want it. And a fine glitter sprinkled into a wet top coat or a wet base coat is really the best way to achieve that. So beautiful. I remember when I first started doing nails, this was called a rock star nail. They don't tend to call it that anymore, but so that's the fine sprinkled onto a wet top coat. Put that in the light as well. Here's our Superfine back out of the light, and that's rough, so we'll need to top coat that too. Now I'm using a specific top coat. There's a bigger piece of glitter on this I need to get rid of. Hang on a second. Go away. Okay, so this top coat that I'm using, I only use for glitter, so that if any glitter gets in it, it's not too big of an issue. So that's with one coat of top coat. Depending on how it's laid down, you may need to go over again with another layer of top coat, or you could use a rubber top coat, but I think one layer will be fine for the Superfine. So I'll put that back in the light to cure. I'll put the lid on that. Okay, this one's done. Now for these ones I need to brush off some of the loose glitter. Oh, let me use one of these actually. Okay, so you can see that all of that glitter is nicely stuck into that nail, and you can wear it just like this, though it is rough to the touch. It feels like sandpaper. So a lot of times the clients will ask you to top coat this as well. But you probably will want to use a rubber top coat. If you don't have a rubber top coat, you can use 2 layers of regular top coat. But it's worth it to just get a rubber top coat. And again, my rubber top coat is only for glitters, so it's been contaminated with glitter already. You can see that it's a bit thicker. It's a little more difficult to spread, but it self-levels into a really nice shell for your glitter. Just make sure that you have even coverage, and you can even hold the nail upside down for 30 seconds or so. Clients can do this as well. Oh, look at my glitter hands. They can hold their hands upside down for 30 seconds just to gather the top coat in the right area. Okay, what one is next? The medium. Let's get a layer of top coat. Okay, so get your little brush. I'm going to scoop it up because this one's not really as sticky as the other one. If I just dip my brush in, it's not picking up very much. So I'm going to scoop it up and then just tip it over the bottom and tap. It's a little more difficult to ombre with this because the pieces are falling when they want to, really. But there you go. That's a pretty good ombre. Like that. or we can cover the whole nail. Now I bet a lot of you are thinking, wow, you're wasting a lot of glitter, but it's okay because I'm going to use it. I'll mix it all up. So with the medium, it is significantly chunkier, and I can see when I look at it from the side that there are pieces that are sticking up. So you can use your brush to help lay those down, but I have learned in the past that you get gel polish on your brush like that. So I'm just going to use my finger and ever so lightly touch the glitter and make it lay down. Everybody lay down. Be quiet, like that, and then that will get cured. So here's a little side by side. That's the medium, this is the fine, and this was the Superfine. So you can see the difference already. All right, let's put that in to cure. Okay, lid. Now, this is the chunky one. Oh no, more top coat. I hate using so much top coat. The things I do for you guys. Okay, here we go. This is the chunky. I'm gonna scoop some up again and tap it. Trying to keep most of it on the nail. Like that. Now ombre is a bit trickier with the chunkier ones. So I've got my dotting tool here. I'm going to press those flat so I can see what's what. There's a gap over here and it's a bit gappy here. So I'm just going to move some of these because they're quite big. And I can manipulate them. So I'll push them around. And then I can make sure that they're all laid down as well. Just try and have it spread out evenly, not too much thought into it. There, how's that look? Pretty good, right? Okay, so that's if you want to ombre it, then you would just, oops, you would just cure it. And then top coat it again. But I'm going to show you what it will look like full cover. I wouldn't recommend leaving this one raw, like the fine, because, or the medium, it's too chunky to be left raw and bits will chip off of it. So you will have to top coat this with a good rubber top coat or 2 layers of regular top coat, but it is beautiful. Okay, let's put that in, and then there's just one more to show you. Here we go. So there's the other ones that we did. That's the chunky. So let's lid that up. Now, sprinkling chunky isn't really a technique that I use often. In fact, I don't think I ever have. Just like burnishing, there's probably only 1 or 2 things that I would use chunky for. But we'll give it a try, see what happens. You never know. Okay. Put that there. So I'll scoop it up. We'll try and ombre it. It's all just falling out off my brush. Yeah, this is not working great. Would need to use my dotting tool again and just put them where I want them. Some of them are overlapping, which means they won't get fully cured into the gel. That will be a problem. I don't recommend doing this, but that's what it would look like anyway if you wanted to encapsulate that. You could obviously do a better job spreading them out. Oh, look, that one was overlapping as well. Overlapping ones would be okay if you're encapsulating, but just for top coat, it's not really going to cover it great. So I wouldn't recommend using top coat or using this glitter for this technique. This is ridiculous. Okay. I think that's as good as that's going to get. Full cover, extra chunky marshmallow. Just got the reference for the sizes, and the name is actually marshmallow, so you have like chunky marshmallows and extra chunky marshmallows. That would be yummy. Okay, so there you go. That's a full cover. That's as good as it's going to get. You'd cure that and then top coat it, but you would need a lot of top coat, so I don't recommend that. You'd have to encapsulate that. So let's have a look. Our glitter's coming along nicely. That will be a nice little mix that we can use. Here we go. That was the... Let me get my piece of kitchen roll. Okay, so we've got Superfine, Fine. What's this? Medium, chunky. Yeah, that's probably fine. And extra chunky. Let's zoom in and have a little look. So these two have been top coated. You would want to top coat all of them. But you can see the difference between the Superfine sprinkled and the Superfine burnished. It's the same glitter over the same polish, but it looks completely different. And again, this is, what one was this? That was this one. But this one is burnished and this one is sprinkled. So depending on the look that you want, you can change it up. These ones need to be top coated, but they are really nice. Let's have a look at what this one looks like. What, is this my rubber top coat? No. I want my rubber top coat for this because I can see all the little jaggy bits. And that's going to be a problem. So definitely use a thicker top coat for this one. Sometimes when you put top coat on over top of glitter, it changes the glitter as well. So keep that in mind, that they'll look different raw than they will with top coat on them. That is really, really sparkly and beautiful. Okay, I'm going to put that in the light. So these two, the chunky and the extra chunky, I wouldn't recommend using these for this technique. If you wanted to have this look, you could encapsulate it with a polygel or an acrylic or a hard gel. But as far as gel polish over top of enhancements go, do not sprinkle your chunky or your extra chunky glitters. Let's see if this one is done. That'll do. So there we go. These three are the winners. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to find another technique and show you how I do it with the same 5 glitters. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.